to the point. I know everyone's got somewhere to be. What I want to review today is just kind of take you through really a lot of tips and strategy that I've come through and I've developed over the last 15 years, specifically for your insurance agency. And I think I'm going to try to give you some of my experiences, and I'll try to take you through how to build a website that really helps your agency. We'll go over some general design tips. We'll talk about property and casualty, what you want to focus on if you sell those type of products, and we'll talk a little bit about Obamacare and what you should have on your site today to sell that stuff efficiently. Let me kind of just introduce myself first off. My name's Ken French. I know I look like I'm 18 in that picture, but I've actually been in the business a long time. I used to run a company by the name of NAS Financial, which is what you guys would call a general agent, a wholesaler. My point is my clients were insurance brokers. And in 2009, I sold that company to a company called Benefit Mall, who was a local competitor of mine, as I wanted to kind of get out of that business. I'm now the president and CEO of BenefitStore.net. And long story short, BenefitStore.net helps all types of insurance agencies with web design, with social media management, and services like that. But let me kind of tell you how I got into the world of web design. I was a marketing major in college. Honestly, I never took any type of computer classes. Even though back in the mid-'90s, that stuff isn't what it is now. But my point is I kind of got into the business, started working with my father, and he came to me and said, look, your job is to get more insurance brokers to put their business through us. That's your job. Figure it out, okay? So, I went through a lot of ways to try to get people's attention, just like you guys, cold calling, sending out mailers. None of it really ever worked. So what I came up with was I'm going to generate leads and go out to all the top agents and give them leads for free. And I'm going to tell them that if they sell any of the leads, to put it through through our wholesaler, and I would shake their hand. That's all I asked. So my point, guys, the reason I'm telling you this story is the way I got those leads is I started building websites. And, that's kind of how I started to learn, through trial and error, through having the pressure of generating these leads. And after, from probably 1998 till 2008, probably built about 100 different websites for every type of product you can imagine, whether it was life, employee benefits, Medicare. And the goal, obviously, was these websites were generating all these leads. I would go out to all these brokers and just keep giving them the leads. If they didn't use us, they put the business through us. If they did use us, they were thrilled. And at the end of the day, grew the company to work with about 7,000 agents across New Jersey, New York, PA. And then this company, Benefit Mall, we were big enough, they wanted to buy us out. So that was where it started. I said, okay, that's where I learned how to build websites. And then in 2009, I said, you know what? I'm a master at this now. I understand not only what a website needs to be successful, but how it's actually going to help an independent agent or small agency. So I decided to just start a company that helped agents with that, really because I've been immersed in the insurance industry for such a long time. It makes it a lot easier for an agent to talk to me about what they're trying to accomplish than it is for you guys to go to Joe the computer guy, who may be a computer wizard but doesn't understand a thing about insurance. So I think it's important you understand my background. In my new company, I work with every type of insurance agency or product line, personal, commercial, life, health, independent agents, small agencies. Most of the people that come and use our services, they currently have some sort of template website, or they built their site themselves with GoDaddy, and they just realize, hey, it's 2014. I need to come up with something a little bit more custom built, something a little bit more professional. So the way I do business with people is I say, look, here's how it works. I'm not going to charge you a dime to build you a website. And you and I are going to have like a 30-minute interview. We're going to talk about insurance. We're going to talk it out. And then I'm going to build you a new site based on the way, I think you need to be successful. And if you like it, you pay each month for the site. So, guys, that's how I do business with people. But I think that's important, what I'm saying, to your own strategy. Because I think the thing that most insurance agents struggle with is they never really thought about, okay, so I'm getting a website. How is it going to help me? Usually most agents are thinking about, how am I going to be #1 on Google, and how am I going to get 1 million leads? They don't think about building a website that actually makes their agency more efficient. And to me, like I said, when people come to me, I say, look, I don't charge you a dime to build you a new site or to redesign your site. My job is to get in your head and to build a site that becomes part of your briefcase, something that you use daily, something that allows you to enroll more efficiently, something that brands you, something that allows you to do customer service more efficiently, and obviously something that allows you to educate your clients more efficiently. If I can figure out how to build that kind of site for you, you're going to want to pay each month for the site, I guess is my point. And regardless if you use my services or you want to try to figure this stuff out yourself, these are the keys to success. So most people say, well, wait a minute, Ken. I want to build a website that's super search engine optimized, so when someone types in San Antonio auto insurance, I'm #1, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the reality is this. If that's what you want, then you need 2 websites, okay? You need an agency website. Now, let me just kind of rewind. An agency website, guys, it's kind of like it's your backbone. It becomes kind of your back office to some extent. It's got to make you do business more efficiently and cheaply and make you more profitable. If you want to be #1 on Google and you want to do all the SEO and be this marketing guru, you need a special website that's just a marketing website. Why am I telling you this? Because like I said, I built 150 websites over from '98 to 2009, and you can't do both. You will not be able to get to the top because there are rules. And without rambling on, to build a good website, you have to follow Google's rules. And in my opinion, there's no way you can follow Google's rules and build the site you need to run your agency. There's just too much stuff going on. And on top of that, it's 2014. Everybody has a website now. The competition is more than you could ever imagine. So that being said, let's talk about some design tips, okay? And here's an example of an agency that came to me the other day. This is their old website. And, as you can see, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it doesn't accomplish what this agency needs. So one of my first design tips, and I'm sure everyone can agree, got to keep things simple. Remember, we're trying to build a website that your clients and customers can use, that they can figure out by viewing it for only a few seconds, okay? So tip #1 is your home page should only have 20 to 25 clicks on it, okay? I find that most agencies have over 100 clicks on the home page. So what does that mean? Go to your home page and start going through everything and start counting. How many possible things are clickable on the home page? And that includes these drop downs. This site had something like 75. My point, guys, is remember, you've got to keep things simple. You're trying to create something that actually helps you, efficiency. The bigger it is, the more detailed that home page is, the harder it's going to be to use it. And, like I said, it's 2014. The consumer is not dumb. That's what most agents will, that's the excuse they give you. And like if I was asking this, hey, why is this so detailed? Oh, well, my clients are dumb. They can't find anything. So I put everything possible on the home page. That's the most common kind of answer I get. I don't agree. The consumer is not dumb. Actually, most people have become very technically savvy these days. Anyone who's using your website for customer service or to enroll, they likely know how to use the internet. They understand how other websites work. So don't build a dumbed-down website. You want to create something that represents your brand. So that's kind of my first tip. Keep things a little bit simpler on the home page. And here's an example of an agency I kind of just recently helped. On the home page, you'll see they have about 18 clicks. They have their social media presence, obviously their contact information, and then everything is organized on the toolbar. So you want to learn about the agency, you put your mouse on it. Here are the 4 or 5 pages of, our mission, our team, our partners, testimonials. They have get a quote, real life solutions, products and services, customer service. And most importantly, when you go and click about the company, there's information about who runs the company, pictures of the people. You know, it looks professional. And you know, as you go into a site like this, I was going through it with the owner. I said, look, I click on the About Us section. There's nothing there. It's just a paragraph and a generic picture. I click on Our People. It looks like a little list. You know, this isn't exactly brand conducive. It's not gonna help you in any way possible. So those are some things to keep in mind when we talk about the general design. So just to kind of rewind, the home page is not supposed to have everything you have on it. It's supposed to be a summary of how you can help people. And all of the sub-pages need to obviously be organized within the toolbar in a very simple structure. And that's the key to the foundational aspect. So, you know, as I was saying, most agencies I see, their weaknesses are the About Us page, very generic. They don't have a testimonial page. You know, very rarely do they have any type of videos that walk the clients through how they can help people. I don't mean to get off topic, but I did a webinar on LinkedIn the other day, and I was just talking about how your LinkedIn profile, it needs to have three key things. One, it needs to identify who you help. Then it needs to tell them how you help them. And then you need to tell them how to get your help, right? So those are kind of three important components I think that any website needs to have. You need to identify who you help, how you help them, and then what's the next step if they want your help. And it's amazing how many websites out there don't come close to answering that. So again, I find that a lot of agencies, they don't have enough information about their agency, and they have way too much information about the specific products. There's no reason to have an incredible amount of specific product information on your site. At the end of the day, I think we can all agree, we want the consumer to call us for the product information. We don't expect them to sit there and review it without talking to us and then buy it. Very unlikely. It's our job to talk to the client. So my point is when you start to put a lot of product information on your site, it overwhelms the consumer. And again, it just makes the site it doesn't make it simple. It makes it complicated. So stay away from putting specific product information and go more general with the types of products you offer. You know, as you can see on this one site, they have an area called Real Life Solutions. And it's not really products, but they talk about, you know, mortgage protection, paying for college, retirement solutions. Then in the products and services area, they have the traditional commercial insurance, personal insurance. You know, if we click on personal insurance, they don't talk specifically about how they sell Progressive, but they talk about, okay, we offer auto, classic car, flood insurance. Someone can click on Get a Quote and then immediately get to that next step, which was I was talking about the call to action. So let's talk a little bit about property and casualty. Every good property and casualty website now needs to have the ability for the client to make a payment, to file a claim, to request a certificate. Those to me they're no-brainers. I don't care what you tell me that your clients don't want to do that. Trust me, there's too many. Let me rewind. There's so many insurance agencies now with websites out there, and I'm talking about your competition. And the carriers are designing technology to allow, you know, obviously to allow your clients to make payments and do all this stuff online. You have to be able to give this to your clients. Now, they may not want to do it, and that's fine, and you can do it over the phone. You can give them as much personal service as possible. But you need to have a section on the site where this stuff is evident. If we go to this one site I've built, you can see there's a customer service tab. If I click on File a Claim, you'll see there's a nice section with all of their products, and the consumer can go in here. If they have to make you know, a Mercury claim, a file claim, they can click on it, go right into Mercury's technology, file it right off the site, and you know, you made that person's life a lot easier. I have quite a few clients that are in the Northeast. You know, these things were lifesavers during Hurricane Sandy, when a lot of people lost power, et cetera, et cetera. It's just imperative. So P&C agencies, in my opinion, you must have those types of customer service tools on your site, no questions asked. It doesn't mean you have to enforce it. It just means for the technologically, your younger clients, they're going to want that stuff. They're going to demand that stuff. It's available. Your competition's offering it. I suggest it. If you're selling health insurance, obviously things have changed incredibly over the last 4 or 5 months here, and you need to have what I call carrier quoting and enrollment technology. So as I pull up another site, this is a site for a life and health agent I've helped. We've built them, this is their quote and enroll page. I kind of call it their insurance exchange. You'll see how we've kind of put all of their carriers on here. So they have Capital Blue Cross, Highmark, Aetna, as well as, quite a few other carriers. Now, if we go to Aetna and click on quote and buy, what opens up is Aetna's online quoting portal. And you can see here on the left that this agent's information is all here. So if the consumer goes in here, quotes and buys a product, this agent, Sharon LaBelle, is going to receive compensation for the sale. So my point is that the insurance carriers are now offering online enrollment for their exchange plans, for their non-exchange plans, for individual medical, and all of the carriers are offering you, the broker, these portals for free. I know this because for the last, quite a few years, I sat on many carriers' technology boards and I helped design these portals. So my point is this: one, online enrollment exists. You should have it on your website, no excuses. Biggest reason, you can actually buy these plans off these portals while the exchange is down. Okay, so the exchange is down, but you can still sell from the portal. The savvy agencies that have understood this, they've been doing great the last month and a half. The guy that's been trying to sell through healthcare.gov, he looks like an idiot. So my point is understand the technology that's out there. You need to have this stuff on your site. You'll also see that this agent actually has access to healthcare.gov. She's put her NPN number in and her exchange username, so the consumer can buy off the exchange off the site as well. We've also surrounded these products with our other products, life insurance, Medicare. Again, we all want to cross-sell. That's how we're going to build our agency. This agent particularly has, like I said, used individual medical to try to sell more life insurance. And it's there in what I call her insurance exchange page. But what I want you guys to understand today is there's absolutely free technology out there for the health insurance, for the Obamacare plans that you should have on your site. It should be organized. It should be, in there with your other product lines, and it should be consumer friendly and simple, so that you can send your clients there to purchase, to purchase these plans. Now, I know some of you guys may use quoting engines like Quotit, Norvax, Health Connect. These things can certainly be put on your site as well, and there's no reason you don't have to put them on. I've put them on many a site, but you should still have the individual links just in case you're talking to somebody and you know that, oh, you need the Aetna HM07. Just go to my site, click on Aetna Quote and buy it right off there. Again, the first thing I said in today's presentation, we need to make websites that are more efficient, that allow us to sell these products more efficiently. And for those of you that have kind of come on late, I said, look, the first thing I do when I build a site for someone is I talk it out with them. How do you sell? How do you get new clients? You need to think about how the site can be designed around the way you want to do business. One of the most common things I hear from agents, especially older agents, they say, look, I don't want a website because I don't want it to change the way I work. The reality is a good website doesn't change the way you work. A good website is designed around the way you work and makes you work more efficiently. That's it. And I find that people that are successful that I work with, I've accomplished that. I've understood what they try to do, and I've built a website around the way they do it. Let's face it, guys. How many of you guys have had websites that you've never used? You bought it, you got it, whatever. You never really thought about it, and then you never really used it. The reason you never used it is it really wasn't designed to help you. It's just a website to have a website, and that's a dangerous path to go down. Also on your site, if we're talking about Obamacare and health insurance, you need to have, and you'll see she has it on her toolbar, You have to have a healthcare reform resources section, the subsidy calculator. If we go into her resources, I'm trying to remember what we built. Oh, we put a nice little video here that Kaiser designed. It just talks about health, Reform 101 and some of the key features to the law in her area. But that is a must. And most importantly, please have a free consultation page on your site. The consumer is overwhelmed right now, especially in the life and health side of things. It's great to have the enrollment portals on there so people can buy, but there's no harm in letting these people just say, hey, let them put their name, their phone number, and email address in and say, I'm interested, I need help. And then you can call them up and talk to them. Probably 70% of the people would probably choose to fill that out than to try to enroll online. So that needs to be on your site. It's very important. And of course, you need to be using social media right now to be posting about healthcare reform, to be telling them to go to your enrollment center, to take a look at your video on healthcare reform. Very important stuff. So guys, I don't see any questions at the moment, but what I suggest is I'll send everyone an email with some examples you can look at. And as I mentioned early on, what we specialize in is helping agents with their websites. We'll rebuild your site for free, and then if you like what we do, you pay a monthly amount. So I'm willing to offer everyone a free consultation. I'd be happy to look at your site, give you a few tips, and maybe I'm a solution to help you. But I will send everyone a copy of this presentation, and hopefully you gained a few tips. Again, I think the main thing, and I said it right here, where did I say it? The key is the site should make you more efficient. It should be designed around the way you do business, and you should use it. It should be in your briefcase. And if that's the case, you're going to be better than your competition, and you're going to be making more money. That's the key. Appreciate everyone's time, and I'll talk to everyone soon.